Hi there, welcome to this magical little corner of YouTube where I like to talk about all things witchy, magic, spiritual, sometimes a book review. This did start out as a book review booktube channel, so yeah, I'm still gonna talk about books on here. But today I want to talk about my witchy bucket list. So basically just some witchy things that I have yet to do that I still want to do. I've been on this path off and on with varying levels of dedication for about 10 years. The majority of that was just reading and research, and I really want to get more into the active side of my practice. So without further ado, the first thing, and I'm looking on my phone, I have a list. The first thing that I want to do, and I don't necessarily want to do these things in this order, but it was just like the first thing that I thought of, what inspired this video. I want to perform magic and or ritual, however you want to call it, Skyclad. So basically what that means is naked. There is something so liberating and freeing about the idea of just being out in nature in your birthday suit with what the gods gave you, like not caring at all. Obviously I don't want it to be cold because I can't do anything when I'm cold, but I've never had the opportunity to perform magic Skyclad. I think that it would be a really invigorating and sort of I don't even know the words for it, but I want to so bad. There was a festival that I was supposed to go to. Was it last year? I think it was last year. It was like a goddess festival or something like that, where only women were allowed to be there, which that is one thing or another. I personally don't care about other people's organs. I don't care about being naked in front of other people. I never have. I've never been really ashamed of that. And I don't care about other people being naked in front of me. It doesn't bother me. Yeah, I was supposed to go to some sort of festival where they did perform ritual Skyclad last year, but I bet you can guess why that got canceled. It was 2020, hello. And it was supposed to be like a springtime, so we're coming up on the anniversary of when that was supposed to be, and it was in Texas. I didn't get to go. I thought about how much I missed that opportunity because I would have gone with some women who I love very, very much and feel very comfortable around. It would have been the best environment. And right now I live in an apartment, and while we do walk around with the windows open a lot of the time, I don't think that our neighbors would appreciate it if their children saw me doing witchcraft naked across the street. Probably not. Probably shouldn't do that. But anyway, so that's the first one. And if you want me to talk more about Skyclad, obviously I've never done it, so I can't speak from experience, but I can kind of speak a little bit more to it. So let me know if that's something you want me to delve more into. Okay, so the second one bridges off of the first one in kind of its inception of how I thought of it, and that is to go to a witchcraft centered retreat. The reason why I really want to be able to do this is because when I got out of the army, I went to a 1-month intensive yoga teacher training in Asheville, North Carolina. I've never lived in Asheville. I've like visited there a couple of times, but it was also in the winter, so it was like snowy, and in the mountains it was gorgeous, wonderful. But I thoroughly enjoyed that immersive environment, and I wish I could have something like that for witchcraft. And I know that this probably exists. I know spiritual retreats exist. They're definitely a thing. But I would want one that's specifically witchcraft focused, to where you can go and perform ritual and do things like that. We did go camping one time with a circle that we were a part of for Samhain, so that's, I mean, like, that's kind of similar. I would want something a bit, I know what I'm thinking of in my head. I would want something that's like a week long. We only ended up staying that one night, I believe. So I would want something that's a bit more structured, that's a bit longer, more intensive. I think, to get to the root of this, I think what I'm really missing is the community in witchcraft, which somebody brought up in a previous video of mine. And this is super dark. I'm like really shadowy. There we go. It's really cloudy today. So, sorry. There we go. Fix the lighting. So the third thing on my witchy bucket list is to grow and maintain a garden full of herbs and flowers that I could use for my spell work. And of course I can do this in an apartment, but the thing is that our space is so small, and right now with the way that it's set up, it's not good. Also, I have this terrible problem where if I can't do something perfectly, then I kind of don't want to do it at all, and that I do have a little bit of a fear with gardening with that. Like if I put all of my intention for growing this plant and then it never like comes up, or like what if I don't use it? Like I have a lot of doubts going on in my head, which may sound weird. Like it's like just plant the damn thing, and if it grows, it grows. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Then you're still in the same boat. Look, I get that, okay? I get it. So that one is more so I just need to do it and not worry that I'm going to mess up and that it's not going to be perfect. Yeah, that's on me. One day I'll get over that fear. I just need to do it. Oh my gosh. Ooh, okay. The fourth thing for my bucket list. Y'all, I may actually do this year. I want to so bad. So my birthday is in October. I want to go to Salem, Massachusetts for Halloween. I get it. It's kind of kitschy. It's touristy. I get it. It's a stereotype. However, I want to be around all of those dark Halloween, Samhain, witchy vibes. Like I just want it to encompass my entire being. That goes along with the wanting to go on a witchy retreat, perform Skyclad. Like I want something that is going to take me completely out of the mundane world. That's what I'm realizing while recording this, that I actually want. I just want to go into a fantasy land for a little while. Don't we all? Yeah, so we're living on the East Coast. We live in Virginia. Obviously it would still be quite a good hop and a skip away to go to Salem, Massachusetts, but that's something that I told my husband that I definitely want to do this year, and he is not super into witchcraft or the spiritual stuff. Like he can get along with it for a little bit, but he's really not into it. I was like, look, this is what I want to do for my birthday this year, and I love you, so you're going with me. Okay, so the fifth thing, I need to actually keep an eye on my phone because I have a list on here, but I want to create some of my own witchy tools, which again, this is just one of those things that I need to do. Like there's nothing holding me back from doing this besides the fact of like, oh, well, what if I make it and it's not perfect? Because I'm not like the craftiest person. I've got really shaky hands. You probably noticed it. I don't have good handwriting. I can't draw. I can't paint. Like I would love to learn how to sculpt, and that's what started this again, this is kind of what inspired the first one. But I want to make my own cauldron. I do have a beautiful, cute little baby cauldron, but I would like to be able to make my own. And I was reading, let me go get the book that inspired this one. This book actually kind of inspired this one. Again, shaky hands, sorry. The Witch's Cauldron. So in it, there is a chapter about like acquiring your first cauldron and or making it. And the way that Laura Tempest Sakroff was talking about it, it's like you can go to a community college or a makespace that's near you, and they'll probably have classes that you can take to where you can teach yourself, well, not teach yourself because you're going to a class, to where you can basically gain the skills to make your own cauldron. That sounds awesome. I was reading it and I was just so excited, like, man, I want to do this. And again, it's kind of about being around people. I miss being in school. I miss going to class. It was so much fun. And I never, when I was in college, I didn't do any classes like this. So I would really like to, and even though I have my super shaky hands, that keeps me from being able to do a lot of artistic things. I think that I could do something like sculpting or metal craft. I feel like that's something that I could get okay at. That's what started this train of thought of like making my own tools, because the way that she talked about it, it's like, yeah, just go to a class, like, there you go, and then you can learn it. So that brought up the idea of making my own chalice. Like, if I can make a cauldron, then I just make, like, add a stem and a flat base, and there you go, you have a chalice. Because I've wanted a chalice for a while now, but I can't find the right one. But again, if I can't make it perfect, why make it at all? So whatever, we gotta work on that. Jewelry, maybe. I've wanted to do jewelry making before, but there's so much stuff that you need for that. So again, like, if I could go to a jewelry making class, that would be super, super cool, where they just like give you the things that you need. I don't know, something like that. Candles. Ooh. I've been wanting to make candles for a really, really long time. And I know that there's like simple candle making kits. Nah, I want to get like in depth on that. Like, I want a garage space where I can make my own candles. That has been something that I've wanted to do for a really, really long time. I did research on how to make candles and sounds amazing. So the next one would be like ritual salts. Again, this kind of goes back to the herb garden. Like, I would want my own herbs that I can dry and add to my own creations, like ritual salts, like candles. And do I need to be able to make all of this? Do I think that you should make everything that you use in witchcraft? Absolutely not. Like, there are people who are already doing this, who are already good at it, who have a small business. Like, go support them. Like, I have no problem with buying your own stuff. It's just there are a few things that I think that I would like to be able to make myself at least once or twice. I'm not saying every single time. So the sixth thing on my witchy bucket list that I want to do, and that would be writing my own spells, chants, poetry, and kind of compiling them. So I've done none of this. I've written like a few spells. I do want them to be poetic because I'm an English major. I am a writer. Like, that is something that I love to do. But I haven't done creative writing in so long. I was a journalist for a really long time. I got very set into the habit of formulaic writing, because that is pretty much what news writing is most of the time. So I lost a bit of that creative drive. Now that I'm talking through it, I think that part of my issue is that I don't have a muse, and I need that. I need to figure out really my purpose, my strengths within witchcraft. Like, that's where I'm transitioning into. I would love to be able to write all of my own spells, chants, and then like compile them, obviously in a grimoire, Book of Shadows type thing. And not necessarily like put it out there for the world. Like, I doubt that I would ever sell it or publish it. Maybe I would, who knows? But I really just want it for myself, so yeah. The seventh thing on my bucket list comes from finding my muse. I would like to have a patron deity. I haven't felt particularly called to any singular deity. I need to do more research on this. I don't want to dive headfirst into a relationship with a deity until I am like sure that this is the deity that I want to work with for an extended period of time. I thought about possibly Brigid, Hecate. It's gonna be a female deity. Like, I know that much. Like, I know that much. I don't feel connected to any male deity. I don't. But yeah, and I think that that would be something interesting to consider whenever it comes to writing my own spells and my chants, my spiritual writing that I would like to embark on one day. And I'm still relatively young. I'm 31. I have plenty of time. But it would be interesting to see how having a patron deity, a patron goddess, would help to inspire me. Okay, so I think the 8th thing on my bucket list, I would like to have a singular established sacred space in my home where I can practice, where I don't feel as though I have to move things out of the way, move my witchy stuff in, and then like move my witchy stuff back out and then go back to my normal day-to-day. And for the most part, I kind of have a spot in our bedroom. The problem is, it's just facing a wall. Ideally, I would have a sacred space right here because it's right next to a big open window. I can see the moon. Like, there's so much sun and outside energy coming in. But I have my desk where I work at, and we have a giant cat tower where our cat likes to sit and pretend that he is Catman protecting the city. The final thing on my bucket list is I want to find a way to bring dancing into my practice. I grew up dancing from like 3 to 17 years old. I was a full-fledged dancer. If the school that I wanted, like, was heart set on getting into, if that school didn't cost so much per semester, that's the route that I would have gone. I would have been a dancer, but I freaked out and I joined the army instead. Oh well. I want to be able to bring that back into my practice. I'm not going to speak on it a whole lot because I need to actually start looking into it. And I think that's going to be the first thing on my bucket list that I actively work toward. So this video has been plenty long enough. I have jabbered on and on and on about all of the witchy things that I want to do. Tell me if you've done any of these things, if you currently do any of these things, like if you currently have your own witchy garden. Super cool. Let me know about it. Tell me what you have on your bucket list of witchy or spiritual things to do. Let me know if you think that any of my ideas were stupid. It doesn't matter. I enjoy reading hate comments too. They make me laugh. Okay, so the light is officially crazy. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this off. It's so bad. So like, comment, subscribe, share, whatever you want to do. I hope I see you here again, and as always, have a magical day.